Hello everyone. This is quite going to be a special video because I'm going to be talking about a little story of a television program and its fan base. Usually I was going to, it's not really the time of it because it's a bit early, but I wanted to get this done to be so more people can see it. Well, today I'm going to be talking about how Thomas and Friends, or Thomas the Tank Engine, changed my life and made me the man I am today. So, I don't know how old I was when I first watched Thomas. I think the year was around 2003. So it all started when my mother bought a VHS on eBay. That was a UK VHS called Fun Time Favourites. And so when I watched it, this is how I became addicted to Thomas. She got more VHSs. I don't know how many of them, but I do remember that there were 2 VHSs with season 5 episodes. I don't remember though which VHSs they were, but I do remember that she had 2 season 7 VHSs, or videos, which were Happy Little Helpers and Engines to the Rescue. And so yeah. However, as time went on, when I started to grow up, my love for Thomas died down a bit around around 2006 or 7, and till 2008, I think, my love for Thomas started to grow back, because when I was young, when I went back to my French grandparents' house, just for short weeks or holidays, well, I went a bit on the internet to search for random stuff, and that's when I fell on a video called Thomas Mad Bomber by Leo Kim Video, and that's when my love for Thomas started to grow back again. I started to search for more random Thomas things. But now, Thomas and Friends, and this is the day when Thomas and Friends never left, and I started to love Thomas again, even when the series turned to CGI with Hero of the Rails. A lot of people didn't like that change. However, I did, because we finally got to hear what the characters sound like, instead of always the narrator having to play everything, which couldn't give him a little break. It was great, this the CGI series, even though it does have a bit of bad apples in the episodes or the movies. But I've never paid attention to it because I was still a child when watching that, around 9 or 10, I think. Yeah, the yeah, the series may have had a bit of a bad impact around season 13 and 16, but I just rolled along with it. Yeah. I didn't know how bad the episodes was, because I was still in school, and and learning and trying to learn the meaning of life, and yeah. That was until when I went to high school in France, of course, college. We say college in French. Um, yeah, I started to get more and more into the series around 2013, when series 13 began, and no, series 17, I mean. And yeah, the series slowly started to get better, even in CGI. Yeah. Um, and I started to become a little bit of a train enthusiast around when it was from 2013 to 2018, I think. I was into lots of trains, yeah. Mostly Hornby. I do have a large collection of other Thomas stuff, Hornby, Tomy, Wooden Railway, uh, Take Along, Take and Play, and yeah. I don't have all merchandise or brand, but yeah. Uh, Around 2016, I remember I went to my second exhibition, model exhibition at Brighton, and that's when I got to meet the Top Props team, which was uh, part of an exhibition where they put all stuff that relates to Thomas, such as Hornby and Bachmann models, which were running around. Some they had original Thomas and Friends face masks that were used in the series. They also had collections of Thomas and Friends DVDs and VHS. But I didn't know there were Thomas and Friends YouTubers. I remember I had a nice, lovely talk with none other than Smurfy Dan. He's really such a nice guy, and we talked about Thomas and Friends episodes and how fun it was. Yeah, but there were also others like Scar Louis, Parva Productions, The Train Modeler, Thomas Fan 8, all these incredible Thomas fans. They were absolutely amazing. Yeah. Um, yeah, around 2017 and 2018, my love for Thomas was still there. However, just like back when I was younger, my love it began to digest down a bit because in 2018 Thomas now had a little bit sort of a reboot, which was turned into Big World, Big Adventures, as we all know. That's when it was a sign for me to finally tip my hat and a bit say goodbye to the Thomas and Friends fan base. And yeah, but I still have a good time to look back at the episodes and whatever it was, and the life lessons they brought to us. Yeah. And as for now, since it's the 80th anniversary of Thomas in general, with the Railway series, well, I still look back at Thomas and Friends, at how fun it was, despite all the negative stuff that's happening right now. But I just don't pay attention to it. I mostly stay to the people I consider friends. And yeah, if it wasn't for Thomas and Friends, I wouldn't be the man I am today. My life would have been totally different. But it's mostly thanks to my parents who got me into Thomas when they bought the first ever VHS of Thomas. Well, my first ever Thomas and Friends VHS, which was Funtime Favourites. But if it wasn't for Thomas, then my life would be totally different. I wouldn't even have the friends in real life and online friends I would have today. I wouldn't have my job, and I wouldn't have so much fun. It's Thomas and Friends has had such a great impact on me, and yeah, it will never leave until the day I die. So yeah, before I end this video, I would like to thank everyone who's watching this and for all the friends I have, and to all the family that support me. And I would also like to thank none other than Reverend Wilbert Audrey for creating the lovable tank engine, the best friend anyone can ever have. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, and happy 80th anniversary to Thomas in general.